Yes, my friends, things are heating up behind the scenes at the Philadelphia Eagles, and we have some important things to share with you today. Without further ado, let's talk about Jake Elliott and a possible signing for 2026. But before we proceed, I want to know your opinion. Do you think Elliott will continue wearing the Eagles jersey, or is it time to look for someone better than him? Write your opinion. In my opinion, Jake Elliott is an elite player. He just hasn't been doing very well lately, but he's experienced, and I believe he'll get back on track. He'll be a star in the playoffs. If you agree with me, hit the like button hard. Okay, let's get ahead of ourselves. The Philadelphia Eagles have made their decision about Jake, and despite the worst season of his career, they will keep their longtime kicker. Many believe it's a risky decision, especially with the playoffs approaching. In a league where kicking has become almost automatic and field goals of over 60 yards are now expected, the Eagles are betting big on a leg that has proven increasingly unstable. Against Washington, Elliott missed 3 field goals, 2 of them valid, and this is not an isolated slip-up. He has missed kicks in 4 of his last 5 games, and his numbers for 2025 are the worst of his career. Currently, he has a 70.8% field goal percentage, having made only 17 of 24 attempts this season. And from long range, a dismal 4 of 8 from over 50 yards. Analyzing the data from the last 2 seasons, 2024 and 2025, Elliott converted only 5 of 15 kicks of over 50 yards. This represents a success rate of 33.3%. In today's NFL, that's simply not enough. All this is happening at a time when the NFL's best kickers have turned their position into an advantage. Brandon Aubrey and Cameron Dicker, who previously played for the Eagles, are making historic field goal kicks. Dicker has become the most accurate kicker in league history. Meanwhile, Elliott, who remains the second highest paid kicker in the NFL, ranks 34th in field goal percentage. That's last place. Think about it. You're paying dearly for mediocre performance. And when the playoffs arrive, that gap between salary and performance can be the thin line between victory and disappointment. Nick Sirianni has voiced public support both immediately after the Commanders game and again in the days following. "I still have confidence in Jake," Sirianni said. "We're not going to bring in any kickers for competition this week. It's a show of loyalty, no doubt. But is it a wise one?" There's a growing chorus in Philadelphia wondering whether the team should at least bring in someone to challenge Elliott. Not necessarily to replace him right now, but to light a fire, push him mentally, and send a clear message. This job isn't guaranteed if the misses keep piling up. The position is as much psychological as it is physical. We've seen great kickers lose it mentally. Mike Vanderjagt, Matt Gay after his Super Bowl run with the Rams. When it goes, it often doesn't come back. Elliott himself doesn't seem to think that's the issue. "Honestly, not at all," he said when asked if his slump was mental. "That's kind of what's frustrating about it. I kind of wish it was mental, easier to fix." But fans can't ignore what they're seeing. In Washington, all his misses went left. He didn't adjust. That's a mechanical or mental breakdown, and neither should be brushed aside. There's also the contract to consider. Elliott's recent extension makes moving on from him a financial headache, roughly a $10 million cap hit next year. But let's be clear, if Elliott costs this team a playoff game, no cap figure will soften the blow. The Eagles would be left explaining why they stood pat when every sign was screaming for urgency. There is still hope, though. The leg strength is there. Elliott hasn't lost his power, which is usually the last thing to go. But the precision, the accuracy, that's where he's faltering. That's the part you need in January when one shot can make or break a season. Now, to be fair, Elliott has delivered for Philadelphia in the past. That 61-yard bomb as a rookie against the Giants, countless clutch kicks in the postseason, including 26 of 27 in playoff action, 8 for 8 from 40-plus yards. He's been money when it mattered most, even as recently as last postseason. But this league isn't about the past. It's about what you're doing now. And now, he's missing a lot. Adding to the pressure is the context. This is the year of the kicker. Around the league, field goal units are delivering points from absurd distances, changing game scripts, momentum, and playoff positioning. And yet, the Eagles, one of the most well-run franchises in the NFL, are choosing to ride it out with a player who currently can't even convert at a league average rate. And here's where it could all blow up. If Elliott misses another key field goal in the playoffs, If this loyalty backfires at the most crucial moment, you can bet this moment will be revisited. People will look back at Week 16, see the missed opportunities, and ask, why didn't they at least bring someone in to compete? Even Jake Moody, who was cut earlier this year, has a better field goal percentage than Elliott right now. That's staggering. Elliott is 45 of 60 from all ranges over the last 2 years, while Moody is 39 of 52. Again, these are not elite numbers. These are numbers that get kickers benched or cut. And yet, Philadelphia is choosing to trust the resume and ignore the recent tape. Let's shift momentarily to the sideline skirmish at the end of the Commanders' game. No suspensions were handed down by the NFL despite a heated exchange that involved Darius Cooper and Tyler Steen taking on nearly the entire Washington defense. Steen especially stood out, not just for his play at right guard, but for stepping up physically when things got testy. The Eagles don't just have talent, they have heart. The locker room is tight. These players go to war for each other. That matters in December and January. Sirianni's decision to go for too late in the game, an attempt to slam the door, was met with backlash from Commanders head coach Dan Quinn. But the Eagles' head man was unbothered, and rightfully so. This team recently blew a 21-point lead to Dallas. Sirianni made the right call to finish the job and protect his team. Quinn's reaction, just noise. And while we're on the topic of finishing strong, the offense is starting to find its rhythm at just the right time. Over the last 3 games, Philadelphia has racked up 1,147 yards of offense, their best stretch this year. The run game is humming, passing concepts are sharper, and Jalen Hurts is being used more creatively. The team is diversifying their looks, shotgun, under center, empty backfields, and the results speak for themselves. But for all the strides being made offensively, the kicking game remains a glaring hole. It's not just a Jake Elliott problem, it's a situational execution problem. Misses at the end of halves, failed conversions that leave points on the field, these are the things that haunt teams when the postseason gets brutal. So now the Eagles are playing a dangerous game. They're hoping that loyalty, confidence, and a touch of good faith will be enough to get Elliott back on track. Maybe it will be. Maybe he drills a 55-yarder to send Philly to the NFC title game, and this whole stretch becomes a distant memory. But if he doesn't, if the misses continue, the fallout will be swift and unforgiving. So, what do you think, Eagles fans? Should the team have brought in some competition for Jake Elliott to push him, or was sticking by him the right call? Let's continue where we left off, because this conversation isn't just about Jake Elliott anymore. It's about what kind of team the Eagles want to be when the games matter most. In the playoffs, everything tightens. The margin for error shrinks. You don't just need your stars to shine, you need your specialists to be perfect. Every kick counts. Every decision is magnified. And right now, the Eagles are walking a thin line between confidence and complacency. It's not like they don't have options. Across the league, teams have cycled through kickers this year, many finding success in doing so. And it's not about dumping Elliott, it's about protecting your season.